Hello there and welcome back to Friendonkey Wrestling Season 2. Last time out, started out as a hell of a show for FDW as we determined a new number one contender to Seth Rollins' TV Championship. As down the line on one day of FDW soon, Seth Rollins will be taking on Johnny Gargano. If you haven't seen last episode, I recommend you go and watch it. The Eliminator Gauntlet match was an absolute classic, but episode ending in a bit of a whimper after having started off with such a bang. First of all, the man in the main event, staring at us, Gunther, in singles action against Tyler Breeze. Granted, a beaten down Tyler Breeze, taking a count out victory, and then almost to mimic Imperium's model, as it were, or their modus operandi, the Usos defending their tag championships in the main event last week, retaining via countout. Now, back-to-back countout victories, it's not on anymore, particularly in the Imperium shenanigans. That's not how we do business here at FDW. So this week, got a bit drastic. People are getting punished. First of all, this man, Jey Uso, who I feel was the main culprit behind the countout, as he really took Giovanni Vinci to the outside and ran the clock up and snuck in at the end. He seemed so proud of himself for retaining via countout. And if he thinks a championship retention via countout is how we do business at FDW, he's got another thing coming. So on this occasion, it is just you, Us. Day one-ish. As he will be in handicap action. Put a call out to some enforcers.
The following contest is
and who should answer the call but the Viking Raiders, as they'll be going 2-on-1 against main event, quote unquote, Jey Uso. And if he wants to remain in the main event, he better start bucking his ideas up. Jimmy Uso banned from the building this episode. Jey was the main culprit. We're getting drastic. Also, drastic measures have been taken, as I was unsure how to set an example of Gunther, thinking that he can come in here, start shouting the odds. We're not having a repeat of last season. Even he can pose his will like Bronson Reed could, and then to win by technicality? No, don't think so. So as I was thinking around, someone came to me with a suggestion, and I took him up on his offer. As he wants Gunther in singles action, it's Mr. Money in the Bank, CM Punk, will be taking on Gunther here this evening. Punk claiming that if Gunther really wants a shot at Drew McIntyre, he's going to have to earn it, much like he earned his Money in the Bank qualifying, or Money in the Bank briefcase, through a series of qualifying matches and then claiming the briefcase. But before we get there, a bit of a public flogging of Jey Uso, sorry, in 2-on-1 handicap, and it is Tornado, so both Viking Raiders are legal here. Now, if Jey can somehow overcome the odds here, he'll be in my good books. He will have earned my respect. But if he thinks he can just run the clock up, he's got another thing coming. As the Viking Raiders, more than happy to be the enforcers and teaching Jey a lesson on this occasion. Or if he wants to wrestle as a tag team, this is how tag teams wrestle. As a unified force. As we've seen from Imperium. As we've seen from the New Day. As we've seen from Chase U. Saw glimpses of it with DIY before they broke down. So many tag teams here in FDW looking to make a name for themselves, looking to get some championship success. The Usos are going to cling to those titles by any means necessary like that. Are they even worthy champions in the first place? Huge dive there from Ivar to the outside. And this is where the big men really start to strut their stuff. Jay with no brother in his corner, on his own. Smashed off the side of the apron there. All men legal in this match, as it is tornado rules, at least for the Viking Raiders. Jay on his own. About to get drastic. Big spinning heel kick there from Ivar, knocking Jay for 6. Jay with a crossbody reversal, looking to get back into some semblance of control. And you'll notice the referee is not counting. If Jay thinks that he can lose this match via count out, as well, he's got another thing coming. Dive there from Ivar as Jay thought about grabbing himself a weapon, trying to even the odds. I don't think so, and neither does Eric as he power bombs Jey Uso on the outside. Eric now looking to grab his own weapon as the Viking Raiders looking to live up to their name. Raiding underneath the ring to find what loot and plunder they can. And it's such a shame things had to end like this last episode. Jay could have avoided all this trouble had he just wrestled honourably. Hook to the leg on Eric. Ivar not letting it happen, but first pinfall attempt of the matchup. Jay's going to have to work a lot harder than that. Effectively pulling double duty for himself. Eric and Ivar working as one. Ivar now looking for the pinfall. Jimmy sliding in. And as Jay looks around for his brother, the only Jimmy there in the ring with him is the referee. Jay going to learn that there are consequences for his actions. As Ivar drops the leg now on Jey Uso. The enforcers, the Raiders, imposing their will over Mr. Main Event Jey Uso. Still to come also this evening, singles action as the Cruiserweight Champion will be in action against Tommaso Ciampa. Ciampa looking to make a name for himself, much like his former tag partner Johnny Gargano, carving his way into a championship opportunity with Seth Rollins in a couple of weeks' time. Ciampa looking very much to emulate that success. As Ivar now grabs a weapon and then thinks better of it. The Raiders not needing to sink to that level as Eric comes off the top rope, crashing down onto Jey Uso, and the Viking Raiders are more than happy to just continue dishing out the punishment on the outside, and they very much know their job description for this match as the enforcers of FDW. Manhandling Jey Uso by the top left turnbuckle. Running power slam. Nope. Just fall away slam there from Ivar. As Jay dazed and confused on the outside. On his own. No man's land. Able to wiggle his way out into a chop block on the back of Ivar's leg. Trying to bring the big man down, but where one big man falls, another shall take his place. As Jay flings Ivar back into back into the ring, trying to split up the Viking Raiders by any means necessary, find himself a bit of breathing room. He scored the equaliser with a kendo stick and throwing it down. You can see Jey Uso hanging his head in shame. Who knows what he did? Ivar absolutely battering him as the crowd boo on, and quite rightly so. You should boo a performance from Uso like that. Into a spinning DDT as Eric stands proudly in the ring, circling Jey Uso wherever he goes. He steps in the ring, he runs into one man. He steps outside the ring, he runs into another. There is no escape. Viking Raiders slamming Jey Uso down with a joint offense. Ivar with another huge dive to the outside now. Uso barely in control this entire match. And I hope people are watching on. People backstage, this is what happens if you push your luck too far. Too many occasions now people have tried to win through nefarious means. We like an honourable victory. We'd rather see the Usos lose cleanly than retain via dirty measures, as Ivar drops a huge pile driver there to Jey Uso and looks for a 3 count. Uso still with the wherewithal to kick out. He's got heart, I'll give him that. As he tries to get space, Eric is immediately on him, and Ivar with a diving crossbody to the outside. This could have some real long-term repercussions, not just for the tag division, not just for Jey Uso, but for everyone. Uso now back into the ring, met immediately by Eric as Uso hits a spear. Thinks about a 3 count, but Ivar there to meet him, and there's just no way that Jey can possibly overcome the odds in this scenario. And Ivar, huge leg drop to the outside. As now Eric firmly back in control with a huge Uranagi slam. Ivar signalling for the end. So they psych themselves up, and this is just a mugging. Brutal beat down as I continue to receive notifications that Jimmy Uso has understood the message. They'll fight cleanly, and they're happy to grant Imperium their rematch. And quite rightly so. So down the line it will be Imperium versus the Usos once again for the Tag Team Championships. And the Usos are going to need to be very much on the same page. And we're going to have to make sure there is absolutely no possibility that we're going to repeat of last time. Jey Uso, the public flogging. Being made an example of, just joint tag team offense here as Ivar now hooks the leg. Eric standing on. Raiders standing tall. Message understood, everyone? Viking Raiders standing tall. Moving on. Back to your regularly scheduled programming. Tommaso Ciampa versus Ricochet. Singles action. Ciampa breaking out of the tag division after it's all sort of torn apart from Johnny Gargano. As the one and only Ricochet makes his way to the ring, the now 3-time Cruiserweight Champion, willing to take on all comers. But this time in the form of a newcomer, Tommaso Ciampa.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall.
There's nothing Ricochet loves more than facing new opponents, showing off what it takes to make it here on the purple brand. Making his way down to the ring, the Blackheart, Tommaso Ciampa, who was eliminated first last week out. Perhaps a little bit disappointed with himself. I know I would be. That he wasn't able to seize an opportunity at the TV title. Perhaps the Cruiserweight title is more his sort of speed as he fits the weight category. Does he have the stones to stand up to Ricochet, as immediately Ricochet looks to drop a shooting star press? Ciampa with it scouted. Clearly Tommaso Ciampa is no fool and is very aware of Ricochet and what he's all about. Ciampa just looking to tear down Ricochet piece by piece here. Running basement dropkick to the side of Ricochet's head. As that's frustration setting in now for Ciampa. Looking to break out and make a name for himself. And fair play to him. Sleeper hold locked in. Got to get up pretty early in the morning to be able to put Ricochet away that early. As Ricochet hits Ciampa with a big knee, it's enough to rock anyone. As Ciampa once again finds himself in a matchup with another bald gentleman. Action flying thick and fast now as Ciampa hits him, Ricochet with a flying forearm. And now slowing the pace, wrenching at Ricochet's nose. And could this be the way to bring Ricochet down? Could Ciampa be the one? Hook to the leg, 1 count. Just not quite 2. Quick stomps from Ciampa once again. Wiping his feet off Ricochet. And as soon as you start to get the upper hand on Ricochet, as soon as you start to let that go to your head, that's when he strikes. Hence the kick up there on the outside. Ciampa thinking he had the better of him, but Ricochet firmly back in control as he bounces Ciampa off the apron. And shows him that he's nobody's fool. One of the cornerstones of Friendonkey Wrestling. Ricochet, probably the most decorated champion here on the purple brand, having held TV Championship and now a 3-time Cruiserweight Champion, having held more gold than any man here in the entirety of the brand's history. Throws Ciampa around and looks to bring things back to between the ropes as we're up to a 5 count. Front flip now as Ricochet taunts Ciampa to bring the fight, and Ciampa kindly reciprocates. Almost an homage to Bronson Reed there. Bit of a Bromslort. Ricochet taking Ciampa to the top rope, his favourite place in the world. He makes the precarious climb. He's got it locked in. Could it be a top rope Spanish fly? And that's what Ciampa's got to contend with. That's the level he's got to be on. The crowd chanting that this is awesome. As Ricochet, just when you think he's running out of gas, he switches into another gear. Huge reverse Hurricane Rana spiking Tommaso Ciampa. As Ricochet heads to the top rope, sizes up his opponent. Could it be? He's off the top rope with a huge flying crossbody. And with Ciampa down, who's that I see sneaking around the background? It's Ilya Dragunov. And he's grabbed the Cruiserweight Championship and is seeking to make off with it. And Ricochet having absolutely none of it. But Ciampa seizing his opportunity, blindsiding Ricochet, perhaps thankful for the distraction with Ilya Dragunov. And once again, Imperium antics coming into fruition, altering the trajectory of this match, just as Ricochet was getting the upper hand with that huge crossbody. Dragunov turned things around in favour of Ciampa. Ricochet busted open now. A rare sight that we see from the Cruiserweight Champion for him to spill blood. Counter 5 now from the ref. These boys have got to get back between the ropes. Ciampa, can he capitalise? Ricochet looking for a huge flip to the outside, but Tommaso Ciampa sees it coming. Dodges back between the ropes. And off we go again. Tommaso Ciampa, double underhook. Can it be? Huge Falcon Arrow. Hook to the leg. And Tommaso Ciampa picks up a huge victory over Ricochet.
Here is your winner, Tommaso.
Granted, an assist thanks to a certain Mr. Dragunov. You got to think Ricochet's not happy with that one. Still some repercussions to come as the consequences continue. Now, last week we saw Rhea Ripley once again interjecting herself in the women's division, as Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan had a great little bout, putting on a clinic for the FDW crowd. Belair and Liv Morgan have basically called Rhea Ripley out. If she can find a tag team partner, they're willing to take her on in tag team action. Bit of an alliance formed between Belair and Liv Morgan, some mutual respect given their competitive matchups. And it appears that Rhea Ripley has found a partner in Chelsea Green. An interesting partner, considering that Chelsea Green is the official #1 contender to Bianca Belair's FDW Women's Championship. But whether or not Rhea Ripley will allow that to happen, we need to think about putting this to bed. As down to the ring comes Rhea Ripley. In her first official matchup in quite some time. At least here on the Purple brand. We've not seen her in the ring in an official capacity since Backlash.
From Adelaide, Australia, Rhea.
She's been brawling backstage, interrupting matchups, forcing her way into the champion supremacy picture, digging up the Ghost from the Past with the Liberty title, just a thorn in Bianca Belair's side, a thorn for the entire women's division, and a thorn in my side to say the least. Almost like she's proud of herself for what she's done. I mean, fair play to Chelsea Green for agreeing to this matchup, as I rather doubt that any other woman on this roster wants anything to do with Rhea Ripley. One woman who is more than happy to take on Rhea Ripley, though, has certainly got her number. It's Bianca Belair, the FDW Women's Champion, making her way to the ring, followed by her tag team partner, Liv Morgan. In what should be an interesting tag match.
And from Elmwood Park, New Jersey,
Some temporary alliances being forged. Whether or not they will remain alliances is another question entirely. Doug calls for the bell as we get a bit of a preview of SummerSlam. Chelsea Green starting the matchup against Bianca Belair. Confirmed for SummerSlam is Chelsea Green versus Bianca Belair. Also at SummerSlam, the Usos will be defending their tag team championships against Imperium. Had that confirmed earlier this evening. And of course there'll be a Supremacy match. But who will be representing the purple brand this time round? We're going to need the big guns, as we are yet to get off the board. As Raw have 2 points, Smackdown have 4, and FDW have none. But Chelsea Green now coming out the gate swinging. Just immediately kicking off on Bianca Belair. As Ripley watches on at ringside. The most patient we've seen her in months. Really, from Rhea Ripley. As Belair now with a ripcord. Bringing Chelsea Green down onto her knee. Belair running from the ropes, hitting the split leg splash. Patented manoeuvre there. Now this is a prime opportunity for Chelsea Green to learn what it takes to step between the ropes with the EST. As the EST hits a massive spinning power slam onto Chelsea Green. Is that hubris going to her head? Has she noticed the tag? As perhaps not. Chelsea Green tagged in Rhea Ripley. Ripley with a huge running super kick, just dumping Bianca Belair. Both taking a sweet time getting to the count. Ripley now just teeing off on Bianca Belair into a huge pile driver. Belair seeking support of Liv Morgan. A quick tag now as Morgan and Ripley are the legal women in the match, but still Ripley getting her hands on Bianca Belair, not done with her. Ripley happy to take out anyone. And Liv Morgan looking for a modicum of revenge, as this is the consequence for Rhea Ripley laying her out last week. Huge crossbody from Liv Morgan to the outside. As this fight continues, double stomp from Morgan to the midsection of Rhea Ripley. Bianca Belair gets back to her corner, supporting her tag partner, and that's what you like to see. A unified front. Still to come this evening, Gunther will be in singles action against CM Punk in what is sure to be a hell of a main event. Punk effectively calling Gunther out for his BS. Bianca looking to sucker punch her #1 contender. Green having none of it, but stunned off the ropes. Rhea Ripley rushing down Liv Morgan on the outside as the referee is up a count of 8. Ripley back to the ring as she gets Bianca Belair up into the electric chair drop. There it is. Flattened in the middle of the ring. She hooks the leg. Could it be 3? Not quite on Bianca Belair. Can't remember the last time anyone got a pinfall victory over Bianca Belair. In fact, we haven't actually seen her take a loss all season. Flashbacks to Smackdown universe mode. As Belair isolates Rhea Ripley, flinging her into her team's corner. And with the support of Liv Morgan there in a 2-on-1 offense on Rhea Ripley. Ripley with a huge double chokeslam, just dropping Bianca Belair in the middle of the ring. Only a 1 count on this occasion though. Ripley tagging in Chelsea Green. In what is certainly an uneasy alliance. But on Chelsea Green, I've got eyes in the back of my head as, based on Rhea Ripley's current track record, I wouldn't know what to expect. Laying out people left, right and centre. But having someone on your side when you're going up against Bianca Belair can't hurt your chances. Chelsea now putting the boot to Bianca Belair. Proud of herself there as Ripley watches on. Chelsea Green looking for a cover. Liv looking to save the matchup, but Bianca with the wherewithal to kick out. Flinging Bianca Belair to the outside as Rhea Ripley almost collected in the crossfire. And that's what she wants as Rhea Ripley. Belair all to herself as Chelsea Green draws the ire of Liv Morgan. Dug to a count of 3 now as Rhea Ripley puts the punishment on the women's champion. Rolling her back into the ring, Chelsea Green looking for a big offensive manoeuvre up to the top. Looks for a huge splash, but Belair sees it coming. And here's that emergency reserve which we spoke about last time out. Belair able to dig deep when it matters. Every match she's in matters really. And she's got a championship-shaped target on her back. Huge blockbuster there as she rolls through. There's the power of the champion, deadlifting Chelsea Green into a power bomb. Tying up once again. And as she looks for the gorilla press, Chelsea Green reverses it into a quick pinfall. Count of 2, Bianca Belair with the reversal. Is this going to be 3? It's a 2 count. Both women going back and forth. And Belair will need to be wary. If Chelsea's able to reverse like that, could she be caught off guard at SummerSlam? Picking Chelsea up and slamming her down on her front. Quick tag to Morgan now, as Morgan looks to take charge of the matchup. Dragging Chelsea Green back to her feet. Chelsea with the reversal into the forearm. Hits the I'm Prettier onto Liv Morgan. Doug now counting the pinfall. Morgan kicking out in the last second. The crowd chant for tag team wrestling. Likewise, they should chant for women's wrestling, as these girls are putting on a barn burner. Chelsea in her corner looking for the tag. Rhea tagging herself in. Chelsea having none of it though. Chelsea was happy taking charge of the matchup, but clearly she's happy that if Rhea wants in the match, she can have at him. As Rhea Ripley gets Liv Morgan up for the riptide and slams her down. Chelsea left Rhea Ripley to her own devices, and it's a 2-on-1 affair. We've seen this once already, but one of them was planned, one of them was not. Ripley left on her own, and you could argue that's the way, exactly the way she wants it. Free to batter Bianca Belair. Plus, just take out some frustration on Liv Morgan while she's there. Enough anger to go around to beat up 2 women. Liv Morgan with a reversal now on the outside. Bianca Belair laid out cold, stirring by the announce desk. Liv Morgan running through as Ripley hits a drop kick. Ripley, legal woman, as it's 2-on-1 now. Doug yet to count the fact that Liv Morgan has been out the ring quite some time. Perhaps being a bit lenient with the rules, not knowing how to call it now that Rhea Ripley's on her own. And she tagged herself in. She made a bed she can lie in it. Morgan flinging Rhea Ripley off the top rope. And now wrenching the ankle, removing the vertical base of Rhea Ripley. You take that away, she can't use as much power as she normally would. And this has gone on for far too long. Morgan really targeting the leg of Rhea Ripley as she gingerly climbs back to her feet. Morgan able to reverse everything that Rhea Ripley's dishing out. Irish whip to the corner now. That's Bianca Belair. Watches her longtime rival being manhandled by Liv Morgan, and this is that edge to Liv Morgan that we've seen. Only a 1 count on Ripley though. He's refusing to be taken down by the likes of Liv Morgan. Morgan flinging Ripley back into the turnbuckle. Ripley looks to take charge. Big clubbing strikes. As the FDW champion watches on. Liv Morgan signalling for it. Is she going to tie her up? Oblivion to Rhea Ripley. And that could be all she wrote, folks. Only a 1 count. What is it going to take? Liv Morgan excited, frustrated, I can't quite tell. It's almost like Morgan wants the match to continue. Happy to just get revenge on Rhea Ripley. As Ripley now needs to learn that there are consequences for her actions. As she hits a massive electric chair drop to Liv Morgan. Is Ripley going to think about getting a pinfall attempt? Nope, she hooks her up for a cloverleaf. And is looking to make Liv Morgan tap. Belair. Oh my word. Belair just sat back and let it happen. So much for the temporary alliance. Well, I'm a bit speechless. She found herself in 2-on-1 action. Or in a 2-on-1 scenario. And she still came out victorious. I think that's caught Bianca Belair's eye as well. If it hasn't, it certainly should do. Main event time. As I'm sure there'll be some ramifications from that match. There are ramifications from last week still to sort out. Now Gunther was on track. He's picking fights with the FDW champion. And last week, first time out in singles action, claiming a victory by pinfall? Question mark? Following in the footsteps of Kaiser and Vinci. And perhaps this is the game plan from Imperium now, but as I said last time, that's not how we do business in FDW. There are few who would take such an issue with Gunther's antics, few who would dare step to him, but one man who's more than happy to potentially teach Gunther a lesson is this man. CM Punk, Mr. Money in the Bank himself. Now, interesting that CM Punk, of all people, should be picking a fight with Gunther, who's trying to pick a fight with Drew McIntyre. Because one day soon, CM Punk could be the world champion. Interestingly enough, Punk has decided to leave his briefcase behind the scenes. Firmly declaring that he has no intention of cashing in. And this is all about honour within the ring. Gunther wants to treat the matter sacred. CM Punk will gladly oblige. The crowd firmly on the side of CM Punk now as these two are off to the races. Gunther immediately in control, splash to CM Punk in the corner, taunting him to get up. Has CM Punk bitten off more than he can chew? Does Gunther know what he's in for? When last we saw Gunther's dominance, CM Punk wasn't even in the WWE. The landscape has shifted significantly since then. Gunther looking for a big boot, but Punk with it scouted lets him run to the outside. And that is the experience of CM Punk. Looking for a DDT, but Gunther just powering out. Gunther now dropping the knee onto CM Punk's face. To stand so far, seems like it's advantage Gunther. But Punk with a running knee to the ropes, able to let the pendulum of momentum swing back to his side. As Punk able to target the legs of Gunther to show that he can go with the best of them. He's going to have to step up if he wants to have any success here on FDW. Huge scoop slam there from Mr. Money in the Bank. And Punk leaving his briefcase in the background, perhaps not trusting that Imperium are able to do things honourably. We saw earlier Dragunov sneak out earlier. Tried to make off with Ricochet's Cruiserweight Championship. As Gunther now looks for a quick cover on CM Punk. Huge drop there from Gunther to CM Punk, and that is a lot of weight coming crashing down on Punk's sternum. But Punk with a reversal into a modified super kick. Make no mistakes about it, this is going to be a scrap, ladies and gentlemen. As Punk hits a Uranagi slam into a little modified sleeper hold, but too close to the ropes. Gunther still with the wherewithal to grab the ropes for the rope breaks as they now tee off on each other. Gunther looking to get those patented chops and big strikes in on CM Punk. Busting CM Punk open, blood has been spilled here already. Same from Gunther, both men not pulling any punches whatsoever. And this is your main event for this evening. Only a 1 count from CM Punk on the big man Gunther. Punk hits another running knee to Gunther. See how far Gunther's neck snapped back there. And that must leave him dazed and confused as CM Punk heads to the top rope. Could it be? What's he looking to hit? A huge flying crossbody, taking Gunther off his feet. Punk showboating to the crowd with momentum firmly on his side. Gunther now with a huge European uppercut, back in charge of the matchup. Cover on Punk, it's only one. And there's both men, blood gushing from their foreheads. Only a count of 1 so far. It's Gunther with those merciless, strong strikes to Punk, giving him nothing as he gets him up into a huge side slam there. It ain't pretty, but it's sure effective. 2 count on CM Punk. Gunther almost as if to say, you wanted this fight. You wanted me. And this is what you'll get. Does CM Punk know? Does he know what Gunther really is all about? Does Gunther know what CM Punk is all about? Gunther wrenching at CM Punk. Punk still powering out the never say die attitude. He gets him onto his shoulders. Could it be? Connects with the go to sleep. And will it be enough to make Gunther go to sleep as the blood gushes from his head? Gunther kicks out at 2. The crowd chanting for them to fight forever, and I concur. If this is the level that you need to be here on FDW, I'm all for it. This is what you want to see. Punk now with another crossbody. Only a 2 count on Gunther. What is Punk going to have to do to bring the big man down? Thinking about a submission, just more strikes to the head. The more they fight, the more the blood flows. As the ring mat is starting to be stained with the blood of these 2 warriors. Another huge side slam from Gunter, and perhaps in a blip of lack of ring awareness, Gunter didn't get Punk away from the ropes, and Punk hit the rope break, using it to his advantage to keep the match alive. As there's the frustration of the ring general, slamming the back of CM Punk's head off the rope as he hits another big drop there, crashing down onto CM Punk. As Gunter taunts, he feels in charge, posing the Imperium salute, as I'm sure his comrades watch on backstage. Gunter slamming CM Punk off the top turnbuckle as now CM Punk comes fighting out the corner. The scrappiness of Punk taking the fight to the ring general as he hits a huge drop kick. Punk back in control as Gunter gets back to his feet, picks Punk up on his shoulders and carts him around the ring. He bounced off the top turnbuckle. Does Gunter have what it takes to put Punk away? This could be huge for either man. Huge boot there from Gunter. As oh my word, Gunter climbs the top turnbuckle, looking for a huge knee drop onto CM Punk. And there it is. 1, 2 and 3 as Gunter stands bloodied. Who should come waltzing down to the ring but the FDW champion? Impressed with what he's seen? Perhaps not until now. Gunter's been a bit underhanded. But perhaps this is what Drew wants to see. It's certainly what I want to see. Gunter fighting for his opportunity. And I think Drew's happy to grant it. It's all but confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. Drew McIntyre happy to take on Gunter in singles action for the FDW Championship. Well, that's more like it, a return to form for FDW. Great tag match from the girls there, an outstanding performance from Rhea Ripley after being underhanded for so long. Punishment for the Usos, hopefully they've learned their lesson, as the enforcers, Eric and Ivar. Conduct my will. And Ciampa getting his name at the front of the queue for a shot at Ricochet. Dragunov clearly still not happy about it, and Gunter also in the conversation. SummerSlam is fast approaching. Stay tuned to FDW to find out what's going to happen. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you are too. See you soon.